When you try to speak to everyone, you end up speaking to no one. That is just a fact. And today I'm very excited to get into really how do you think through who's your target, who are you trying to reach, how are you going to talk to them, and some techniques we use here at Builder Lead Marketing. I'm Mary Anglade. I'm the founder of Builder Lead Marketing, and today on the Builder Lead podcast, we are diving in. Who is your target customer? It seems so simple, right? Yet I have seen with builders, when we talk to them, it's like, well, we can build for everybody, anyone. We do ADUs, we do small houses, we do big houses. Some of the builders do commercial properties. And unless you're a really big company and you can have separate divisions for all of those businesses, you really need to think about your ideal prospect. And the reason is it's because, there's only so much time that we have day to day to really get our work done, focus, and build our business. And if you don't have a clear picture of your target, then that's going to be extremely difficult. I like to say it's not even a marketing discussion if we don't start with who is the target. So right now, picture who is your ideal prospect. Think back to, where are you making most of your profits? What is the customer that you really enjoy building for? What was their budget? What kind of car did they drive? Where do they go on vacation? Home building is very personal, right? So you really want to get a good idea of this. Now, some of the builders we work with, they target high income, and partly because it's very expensive to build a house anymore, especially in certain parts of the country. But, that's who they're looking at. They are looking at typically 50 plus, potentially a family that the children have left the nest, but they want a second home, maybe on Cape Cod or, another vacation spot, a beautiful log cabin in the mountains or something like that. And these are fairly well-to-do people. They have worked for a while. They have enough income. They drive nice cars. They go on nice vacations. They eat out at nice restaurants. The other end of the market, could be more an affordable play where you're trying to reach that first-time home buyer. Maybe they're in a townhome, they've outgrown it, they have a growing family, they have pets, they're looking for good schools. You could have a great business in either end, but it's going to be hard to really talk to both of those people, both of those targets really well. If you are a small to mid-sized builder. There are ways to do it, and we would recommend that you have different parts of your website, but you only have one homepage. So who is that ideal prospect? You really want to think about that. Again, it's not to say you can't do other things, you can, but really let's figure this out. So in the agency world, we create personas. We give them a name. In my case, I like to think of Bob the Builder. That's our target. We work really well with businesses who want to grow. They, are ambitious. They're not sitting back on their laurels. They really want to do the work and grow. In your case, you really want to think about who that person is. Give them a name. And again, we like to really flesh it out. Like, what are their pain points? What's their top pain point? What are the top three? What are their needs? What are they really looking for in the product that you're going to build for them? Is it office space? Is it a great room? Is it a wonderful outdoor space? Because they have children and pets and, they maybe want to build a swimming pool, something like that. You've really got to think this through. Then what we like to do is actually even create some visuals. Who is this person? And, that lives, really on the wall of the office. You need to share it with your team. make sure everybody's aware of that. And especially if you have a sales team, and they should be helping you as well, because if you do have a sales team, it's not just you doing the selling, they're out in the field. So who is that sweet spot? Who is the person where, if you spent most of your efforts, you are going to have a great experience building a home for them. They're going to love their home. They're going to give you great referrals. They're going to post about it on Facebook, on social media. They're going to be so happy. They have enough money. They, have the wherewithal to actually build a new home. You're not going to be wasting your time. You actually are going to grow your business once you have this very clear. So we're going to get into in upcoming episodes, once you have a clear picture of that target, what does that look like? Then you have to think about your positioning in the market, your competition, and we'll keep going from there. But today, we're just very focused on the target, and your homework is to give that person a name, or if it's, a couple or a family, give them a name, identify their top pain points, their top needs, really think about all the details. Again, where they dine, where they vacation, what kind of car do they drive? And again, you want to have a clear picture, because then you will be able to write copy that speaks to that person. You will be able to create imagery and content on your website, all your marketing materials that speaks to that person. And I will leave you with some research. Businesses that define their target have twice the conversion. Okay, that's across a number of research firms. And McKinsey did some research that said 71% of customers expect that businesses they deal with will have tailored their marketing message to them. So when you think about that, that's data and why it's so important to have a clear picture. I think it's also common sense, but I also understand for every business, sometimes it's easy to forget about who we really want to target. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. If you liked what you hear, please leave us a review. Please share this podcast and have a great day.